How are they now? They're better. We came to see them and to find where they were. Kárlós said. Where? A stable in the middle of a mountainous area near the border. Of course. I don't think we'll find anything. The evidence must have been destroyed. Helga nodded. We're going there anyway. And she continued to Kárlós. Kárlós. Both air and ground patrols and a large military helicopter that the Centaur can fit in. One of them and one of these three, along with myself and the pilot and the police forces. I'll arrange it. Then they went out with Joshua. Helga called the mayor to coordinate a military helicopter with a new flight system. Parkerd was also surprised to hear that the Centaurs had returned and were alive and promised Helga to coordinate as soon as possible. Helga left the office with the Centaurs, Logan and Susan. Jeff also took responsibility for coordinating the units and operations. The sheriff set off towards the village in a police car, accompanied by Benjamin, Victoria and Alexander, Kárlós and Joshua, and a number of troops. Susan and Logan and their teams, dressed as ordinary people, rented a number of tourist carriages with centaurs and a driver and took the opposite direction and the routes of the tourists. On the way to the village, Helga caught sight of a centaur boy and a human girl. She turned to Victoria and said, Do you know them? Victoria said, Yes, Eric and Sawyer. Sawyer has been with us since childhood. One of the centaurs even nursed and cared for him. Interesting. Sometime later, they also joined their group. Sawyer said, Hello, Sheriff. We can come with you too. Hello. From Victoria's and the others' point of view, it's okay and you're approved. I don't see a problem with it right now. Thank you. Helga nodded. Upon reaching the centaur village, they stopped working and went to the police and their centaur companions to find out the outcome and what was going to happen. It had been a long time since he had set foot here. The baby centaurs, who had not yet seen humans up close, circled around him and touched him. He also patted their heads and looked at them with a smile. After a while, they were separated from him by the elders. Helga and Kárlós entered the hospital accompanied by the centaurs. Dr. Edgard Mandel came to greet them. Helga said, If they are ready, I want to ask them a few questions and we will go there with one of them. Yes, they can talk. But walking, it is still too much for them. When the sound of shouting and being careful was heard, the sheriff said, What happened? One of the officers came forward and said, The helicopter has arrived and is about to land. Okay, be careful of everything. There are a lot of children here and a lot of the houses are wooden. They could get hurt. Sure. They entered the department. Helga said, I am glad that you are alive and here. They told me the whole story. Is there anything you would like to add? Alakon said, Thank you. No, we have nothing new. It is just that they want to produce new centaurs. To break this limitation and monopoly. That's why they took sperm from all of us. To breed the new generation. At all stages. Our eyes and hands were tied and only in the last stable we were free and could see and move. We bought the escape with high risk of death that we succeeded. There were no facilities around there and we didn't see. Helga said, Rest for now. But one of you has to come with us. Which one of you is coming? Noah said, I'm coming. Can you walk? Yes, I can. Looking at the doctor, he nodded. The sheriff said, Thank you for your cooperation. What is your name? Noah. They left the hospital. Helga turned to Benjamin, Victoria and Alexander and said, Which one of you is coming with me? I know you haven't been on a helicopter and you don't have experience. And it might be strange for you. Victoria said, I'll try. Then get on board. By placing a wooden bridge, Noah and Victoria stepped into the helicopter.